Welcome back to Open Everyone from Mexico with Love is a performance project bringing 5 New York City Mexican women together, showcasing their unique styles as independent artists through different genres of music, while unifying them as one voice, creating a musical movement. Joining us to tell us more, we welcome Sonia de los Santos, Nedelka Sotelo, and Renee Ghost. Hello and welcome, ladies.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
This sounds absolutely amazing. Amazing, all right? Let's talk about the fact that you are all Mexican, but that you're all from different parts of Mexico.
Yes.
What part are you from?
I'm from Sonora, the city of Nogales.
And you?
I was born and raised in Monterrey.
I'm from Mexico City.
Okay, so Renee, Sonia, and Nedelka.
Yes.
And so I just want to make sure everybody knows. And in growing up in these different parts of Mexico, right, now coming together, unifying as one voice. But prior to that, what would you say identifies where you grew up? Do you have something about your town that would identify you in your upbringing?
Well, the Mexico City is super big, and also grandmothers are they take a very important role in all families. So I would definitely say, like, my grandma. Very important. Yes.
Yes, I understand. We all can relate to that. And you, Sonia?
Yeah, me too. Definitely. My grandmother, both of them were really important. Monterrey is not necessarily at the border, but it's close to the border, and I spent some time visiting family in the United States too. So crossing the border, I think, and I share that experience with Renee, even though you kind of crossed every day, just getting a glimpse of the United States too, but living in Mexico and kind of learning English growing up and like bicultural in some way, but also kind of looking back and trying to keep our Mexican roots.
That's
Definitely,
interesting.
yeah.
So you would visit periodically,
Yeah.
whereas Renee, you would do it every single day. What
day.
was that like?
So my school was in Nogales, Arizona, and my house was in Nogales, Mexico. The town is basically just divided by the border, and it's called Ambos Nogales, so both Nogaleses, if you will. And to me, it was normal, and I only realized how strange or unusual it was when I left the border, when I came north, or when I went to college in Guadalajara. I agree about the grandmothers, though. I think that's like a unifying agent between us. I actually have a song that I wrote for my grandmother that's called Pozole, like the dish. And it kind of talks about her teaching me love through cooking and culture through cooking. But I feel I'm like the definition of like Chicana, Mexican American, because I'm from the border. And when I go to Mexico in like the center, south of the country, I'm like super gringa to them. And when I'm here, I'm like the Mexican. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a very...
I think that's the same for all of us, right? As Latinos in general, right?
Yes.
So how did you ladies find each other?
Wow.
So I met Audrey Funk. She wrote me. She's another one. So the two other women that are participating with us is Audrey Funk and Kimberly Fergie, I guess I should pronounce it in English.
In English.
And so Audrey contacted me on Facebook randomly. We did not know each other. And she says, Spotify says we are similar artists. And I'm seeing that you live in New York. Would you like to meet up? And I said, yes. We grabbed coffee. We were instant friends. And we thought of just putting this together. Like, do you know other Mexican women? I was like, yes, I know Sonia, I know Nedelka. And Audrey brought Kimberly to the mix. And we really got along. And yeah, we wanted to uplift
We went to grab
each other.
coffee, and it was like
That's
instant
it.
connection.
So now we have these 5 different voices from Mexico unifying as one voice, which is beautiful. That within itself is poetry. What is this instrument you're holding?
Great question. I'm glad you asked. This instrument is called jarana, and it's a traditional guitar from Mexico, from the south of Mexico. None of us are from the state of Veracruz, but I'm a big fan of the music of Veracruz, the state of Veracruz. And it's a guitar with 8 strings, and later on we'll play a song where you'll be able to hear this one. And also at the show, I'll be playing this jarana guitar.
So let's talk a little bit about the styles of music and how this whole presentation is going to take place, right? Because you're all going to perform individually and then you're all going to come together at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that sounds fabulous. All right. So what kind of music, what genre of music are you going to be presenting?
I'm doing reggae, Mexican reggae. That's how I call it. And it's a fusion of pre-Hispanic sounds and some basic reggae. So yeah, I have some ocarinas that brings you right away to Teotihuacan and the pyramids there in Mexico. So that's the intention. So yes, I'm doing Mexican reggae.
All right, Nilerga's gonna transport us to the pyramids.
Yes.
Woo, and Sonia.
My music is a little bit more rooted in the folk traditions, the various Latin American folk traditions, like son jarocho. We have a song that's more in a cumbia rhythm from Colombia. And so in the music I do, I try to mix all these different rhythms from Latin America, not only from Mexico, but really kind of nurturing from whoever else is in my world here in New York.
That's influenced.
And that's
your-
influenced
yeah.
my sound. So yeah, it'll be really, really great.
Yeah, I could tell. I could sense the energy. Renee, we got a taste of you not too long ago.
We
So it's
did.
lovely to see you partner up with all these ladies.
Thank you. I'm excited. For my music, it's going to be more. So in the north, we have a very there's a stereotype that northern Mexican women are very like rough and kind of like they don't let people like step all over them and stuff. And I feel like I've really let that translate or I guess bleed into my music. And my lyrics are like usually super like feminist, and I'm also part of the queer community, so I write about that. And I'm doing a lot of rancheras and cumbias mostly. For the show, and then we're gonna come together and we're gonna jump on each other's sets a little bit as well. We're gonna have some collaborations in there. It's gonna be so much fun.
And then, of course, there's Audrey Funk and Kimberly Fergie,
Yeah.
who's also part of this FISM.
Audrey's doing hip hop and Kimberly Fergie's doing jazz.
Wow. Wow, sounds exciting. And of course, we're going to get a taste of a trio,
Yes.
right? After we're done here. Are there any last words you want to share with our viewers?
Yeah, we want to invite them to the show tomorrow. It's at Rockwood Music Hall, stage 3 at 10 p.m. So tomorrow, August 10th, once again, Rockwood Music Hall, and that's on Orchard Street, almost at the corner of Houston.
Awesome. Thank you for being here with us, ladies. And you guys, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, the ladies are going to perform for us, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.